Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about some of the more secretive and unknown features, details, changes, updates, and more that have just been added into Grand Theft Auto Online with the recent patch update 1.33, and also the newest DLC, Lowriders Customs Classics. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to be talking about some lesser known things, and the first thing I want to bring up is kind of a very interesting Easter egg, and it actually has to do with one of the clothing stores in online. So you guys know in GTA Online, we got these really cool like work bomber jackets as part of this Lowriders Custom Classic DLC. These are really cool jackets and they can be found in the clothing store, obviously on the shirts and jacket area. But believe it or not, these shirts and these jackets have been right in front of our eyes the entire time. So I don't think it's like this in every clothing store, but I know in the middle tier clothing store, if you actually go over to the shirts and jackets rack, you'll actually see these exact same jackets hanging up on that rack. And what's interesting about that is it's been like that since day one in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, granted, I know that those are single player jackets and that's probably while they're there, but it's still interesting to see that an item that was literally right in front of our eyes became an item that we could own. And it kind of raises the question, well, what else is hiding within these clothing stores that might indicate what we could get next in Grand Theft Auto Online? So I thought this was interesting, and if you've got some free time, go around, spend a lot of time in the clothing stores, check out some of the things that we might not have in the game, but are actually in the clothing store that may come in the future. So I thought that that was a really odd coincidence, or still a funny instance, and I thought it was really cool that the fact that that clothing item has been in there since day one, and now we get it in Grand Theft Auto Online. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is one of the new vehicles added. You guys might know that the Virgo added is actually a brand new one from Grand Theft Auto 4. That's right, you might have totally forgotten about that or might not even known that there's a difference between the Virgo we got today and the Virgo we got in Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1. So the Virgo we got today is made by a company Dundreary, and it's also the same model that was featured in GTA 4. And it also has varying degrees of different stats, looks, features, and more as compared to the one we got in Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1, which is the Albany Virgo. The Albany Virgo has different stats. I think it's a little bit faster, but obviously can't be turned into a lowrider. So I know that the names are very similar. In fact, they're identical, and you would probably think that it's the same one found on the Legendary Motorsports site, but it's not. There's obviously a price difference, and it's a completely different car made by a completely different manufacturer, and is a throwback vehicle from Grand Theft Auto 4, which I think is awesome. That's my favorite Grand Theft Auto of all time. So it was really cool to see Rockstar pay homage to that. And it's also pretty great to see that, they added a different vehicle into the game, but I know it can be a little confusing considering they've got the exact same name. All right, the next thing I'm going to be explaining in this video is how the new DONKS feature works. So a lot of you guys might not know that the new faction is the only lowrider that doesn't have a functioning hydraulics feature. It's actually been replaced by a feature called DONKS. And I've seen a lot of people in game. In fact, in this gameplay right now, you might see a lot of like wackiness going around where people are just like chilling out in these donks, don't really know how to operate it. And it operates very similarly to the hydraulics, but you obviously won't have any of your wheels or your vehicle itself leaving the ground. So if you hold R1 or the right bumper, that will activate and deactivate the DONKS mode. You'll clearly see your car raise or lower from the ground. And then from there, you simply use your left thumbstick to tilt and turn the way the car is going to go. So you can go backwards, you can go forwards, you can lean to the left, and you can lean to the right. And what's pretty crazy is you can drive around in any of those positions. It's not just for show when you're standing still. You can literally drive with your car like sideways and tilted to the right, to the left, to the back. It's insane. So a lot of people were confused about, at least from what I've seen on my Twitter feed and on social media, that the DONKS does not have a hydraulics feature. It's been replaced, obviously, with DONKS. And it's kind of like its own hybrid high-riser version of hydraulics. So just keep that in mind, that is some of the things you can do with the DONKS on the faction, but it does not have a formal and functioning hydraulics mode. All right, moving on. It looks like Rockstar made a bunch of different changes to a ton of vehicles in game, and some of these vehicles are on the screen right now. So you can see one of them was the Banshee 2. Obviously, that's the biggest update. So it looks like Rockstar has officially patched the Banshee in Grand Theft Auto Online, which is super cool. We knew that they'd put like that temporary band-aid fix on there, but now we know that they have formally fixed it, so that is awesome. Looks like they've also updated the Chino, the Recado, the Sultan RS got a minor buff. So both vehicles that came from the last Benny's update, both have gotten a fix, as well as the Zentorno. Now, I don't know what the Zentorno got upgraded or updated, but those vehicles on that list did end up getting a change and did end up getting an update. All right, so another thing that seemed to be updated were a bunch of props for really weird and random things and random icons in the game. So the two that have been discovered so far, you can see there's a list of about 11 right here. Some of them are pretty weird. One of them is in the shape of an American football. If you're international, you might see that as more of a rugby ball, but that's an American style football right there. And there was also an icon for weed. So I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is going to be used in a future adversary mode. Typically, icons like that are only used for adversary mode. So who knows what Rockstar has planned with that going forward, but those were some of the more interesting and odd files that were found in this update. So again, let me know what you think Rockstar could be up to. They've got an American football icon, they've got weed, what are they trying to tell us here? Are they trying to explain something to us? So maybe expect those icons to be used in some sort of update or adversary mode going forward. All right, and the last thing I'm going to be talking about today, looks like there is a new adversary mode. Rockstar loves their adversary modes that look to be coming out shortly. And that was actually found by CrewBoss. There's animations, files, a whole bunch of stuff. I know he's got a giant watermark on there, but you can see that this is a new adversary mode, at least files for a new adversary mode. So I wonder if that has anything to do with the icons we saw earlier. The adversary mode is called IBI. Now that might be a code name and it might be an acronym. So start thinking about what IBI could stand for. I'm really not too sure, but if you have any clues or any suggestions, please be sure to leave them in the comments section right now. But really, that's all the secret information, features, and more that have been added in Grand Theft Auto Online with, once again, the latest patch update 1.33 and the newest Grand Theft Auto Online DLC. Again, let me know what you're thinking about this update so far in the comments section down below. If you did go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.